You're not cooking.
Yeah, I do.
Porkchop sandwiches. Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Go! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot! Fuck, we're all dead! Get the fuck out! My God, did that smell good?
Detect it. There's no going, and you tell me do things. I done running.
G.I. Joe!
Welcome, everybody, to the Plumes of Hazard. I am your excellent and affable host, the Yankful Vapor, and my partner right next to me is Fubaka. I didn't say lovely and talented because I realized I just said partner. It's like maybe I won't use partner and lovely in the same sentence. Oh boy, it's launch.
So I have to ask. So was I actually muted for the last X amount of minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I opened this bag and I sat and I did that for about 2 straight minutes. I'm like, okay, Angsty would have broken by now.
Nope, I heard it, but you're muted. I mean, you're muted through OBS.
Oh, but you did hear it.
Yeah, I heard it, but I don't think anybody else did. I was just like, whew, I'm glad I have him muted. He's making a lot of noise.
Oh no, I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it to try and trigger you.
Gotcha.
I'm like, if it was live, it would have just been icing on the cake.
Right. No, I was watching everything like a hawk, and yeah. Yeah, Joe do got some mouth on him, Addy. You're right. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Boy. Welcome. Tomas has the privilege of being the first comment today. Howdy, Tomas. Rick. Festi Ace. Corey. Duro. Tim. What's happening, boys?
Oh shit, we have uncapped. We went with Brooklyn Oktoberfest.
Brooklyn Oktoberfest. Look at there.
I don't think I've had this before.
We all are waiting.
I have chips and salsa, so I got to try this shit beforehand.
Chips and salsa. Hey, to me, being where I happen to live, I'm actually interested in your chips and salsa as well. What kind of chips? What kind of salsa?
Well, man's got to work downtown today, right by Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, I love it. Yellow, round. These are the best tortilla chips they have. IMO.
I have not had them.
They are a thicker tortilla.
Yeah, a little sturdier.
Yes, very hard to break. Also, these are just, you could just eat these. Like, if you run out of salsa, I ain't mad if I have to eat like a handful without salsa.
It's a delicate balance. It's like cereal and milk, right? You gotta keep the right level of both things and finish them at the same time, or you gotta add more of the other, right?
Yeah, or if you're just left with broken chips, right? That's the worst.
Yes.
Then you make salsa cereal.
Yes, have done. Yes.
So yeah, these are their best chips, and this is their double roasted salsa.
Ooh. So you're Trader Joe'd out then tonight for your chips and salsa.
Yeah, they've been my go-to. Like I've been binging fairly hard on their chips and salsa the last like month and a half. I haven't had any in like a month, in like the last week and a half. So I got my crack today.
So there's a very delicate balance, in my opinion, for tortilla chips in order to eat them out of hand. Like you were talking about, if you were stuck without salsa and you just had the tortilla chips, they have to have enough oil on them and they have to have enough salt on them. Otherwise, it's like chewing on a bunch of blech.
Do you have a Trader Joe's around you?
I do, but it's like half an hour away, and I've literally never been in it.
I like a lot of their stuff. Everything they do for the most part is good in terms of like their foods and so and
Their private label stuff. Yeah.
And it's all like decently priced.
Right. Oh, they're famous for the old $2 chuck or whatever, right? Or now it's I think you brought it up a while back. It's $3 chuck now or something, right?
Something like that. It's the best. They make the best shitty wine, in my opinion. But their good wine is actually pretty good.
Okay.
The Trader Joe's, at least in downtown Manhattan and Union Square, has the wine store next to it. It's like about half as big as the regular Trader Joe's. It's fucking huge.
And it's all vino, huh?
Yeah.
Tomas
their
says
falafels are pretty good.
Tomas says a little late for Oktoberfest. What up?
Hey, I was a little late. Plus, Oktoberfest beers are sold here in November, so.
Well, yeah, and they start in September too, for sure. They start early, go late.
So.
Now, Festy does make an interesting point. He says you put oil in your car, lard makes chips. Okay. I mean, when I do fry here in the house, it's canola, peanut. I don't ever.
Yo, lard is haram, yo.
I don't have a problem with it. I just don't ever buy it. No, and I've used Crisco as well for the frying, for sure. But never. I don't ever buy lard. I don't know why. I hear it makes really good biscuits. Like cutting that into the flour instead of, or I think Alton made it half and half. I think it was lard and butter or Crisco and butter.
Traditionally, cannoli shells are fried in lard.
Mm. Pig oil. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Well, so yeah, you'll notice that there's two of us. We literally couldn't find Masty. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. I'm sorry. You'll have to deal without his friendly face tonight, I guess. Last week was he was traveling and couldn't come. Maybe he's still traveling. I don't think so. I think he's home. I think he's just.
I'm sure he's home.
I think he's being a jerk.
I think he forgot it was Wednesday.
I think he forgot it was Wednesday. Tim said my mom used to keep a can of bacon fat under the sink. Mine used a jar, and it was just next to the stove. Not under the sink. It was accessible.
Oh, shit. Duro. Sorry I missed you earlier, dude. What's up? I think we missed you last week.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I was like, you're missing a Duro.
Mm-hmm.
Last week would have been a good week to have Duro in the shop.
For sure. Addy said, Alton Brown, king of Kai cutlery. He did a commercial for Shun, I think. What's Kai cutlery? I don't know. I did buy the one nice knife that I have in my kitchen is my chef knife, and I did buy a Shun on purpose because of Alton years ago.
You shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that. I should because
no, I said you shouldn't.
It's a good knife. I got the Kin Onion chef knife. It's fantastic. The 8-inch one. I bought it because it came with this bamboo stand. It just came with it, and it sits right next to my knife block. So all my knife blocks got all my normal stuff in there, all my regular, the steak table knives, the paring knives, and and all that kind of other junk, bread knives. But oh, Addy said that's who makes Shun. I didn't know that, Addy. I didn't know Kai made the Shun. I thought they were their own company. Interesting. Hey, Steven, what's up, man? I'm glad you liked it. That was actually something I was going to mention here today. I was gonna go ahead and say it here on the show because Boo didn't know I did one either. So I might as well talk about it on the show. That I finally shot the video that I've been threatening to for a month. I shot the full review for the Haku Zeta Billabong Addy. And it seems to be pretty well received. To be honest, it always takes me a long time to shoot the videos, and I personally feel like the quality's gone up, but the time that it takes to make them has not gone down. It still takes me a long time to do those things. Because I don't write out a script. I kind of get the segments that I want to shoot, and then I shoot it, and if I'm not happy about it, I go back and shoot it again. And sometimes it takes multiple iterations, and sometimes multiple iterations of the full segment, and I figure out, well, that ended up being too long, so I need to go back and just drop this one topic that I was wanting to talk about. And sometimes, of course, I cock it up and say something stupid or stumble over my words or whatever. For example, like, and I lately, I think the last couple I tried to put bloopers in there because honestly, I always think it's funny when you watch a video that is reasonably well done, and then you can see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff after when you screw something up. I was thinking about playing the end of it actually here tonight, just like the last 20 seconds where I did the bloopers, because I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I saw a screenshot of that earlier, Duro. If you don't have chat up, he said Rip Trippers is retiring, and that's what I heard too. I think that was posted in our Discord. Our old Hangout Discord. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know he was still doing videos.
Of course he was. You know why? Because he likes money.
Yeah. And he definitely looks like a cancer patient these days. So the I think, Stephen, first of all, in my opinion, in order to have a billet box, in order to like it, you do need to either really like Kanger coils, or one of the other pre-built coils. The only reason I mentioned Kanger is because I believe it comes with a bridge for Kanger out of the box. Like if you buy one straight from billet box, I think it does come with a Kanger bridge these days. It didn't used to, by the way. You had to find all the bridges, but there are now bridges for just about every other kind of pre-built coil. But the biggest thing that I think you need to just kind of already have in your head before you get one is something that hangs Sean up about the billet box, which is when you go to either change out your coil head or rebuild, you're going to get a little messy. That's all there is to it. You have to go inside of your tank basically to get at your coil. And it requires getting a little e-liquid on your fingers. I mean, or having some paper towels around. Is my YouTube 401k about there yet? Yeah. It's growing real slowly. $0.
Yeah, 401 cents maybe.
Yeah. Probably, Tim. I don't know why they decided to do the Kanger bridge. I have theories. My theories may be a little drama worthy, but it might. All right, I might as well just say it. I think there was some bad blood between Billet Box and Omen, and Omen made the OCC bridge, and I think they bought some of his and were selling them for a while. In fact, I know they did that, and then all of a sudden they were making their own. I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. Now, does Omen own the patent on a little piece of metal that's the right size to go in the top of an OCC coil and the right size to go in the top of a Boro tank? No. But that always seemed kind of shady to me. Anyway. So there's that. But I tend to agree with you. I think it would serve most billet box users to do either one of those, really. The Nautilus is fine if you're wanting to... that's the mouth-alone one, right? I think that would have been fine for that, but the OCC is kind of standard too for restricted lung. Yeah, Steven, that's cool. As long as you're okay with that. I mean, Sean does too. I mean, he's been rebuilding for many years, but he just doesn't like getting in there and draining it. When I do that on mine, I usually have a, whatever e-liquid that I've got in it. I just get the tank or the bottle and just, squeeze out air and then slurp up whatever's in there and just have a paper towel around. It's not that big of a deal to me, but it really bothers Sean. So, oh, you know what, Addy, I haven't seen that. Thank you for mentioning that. He said that The Truth About Vaping, which is a YouTube channel from Danielle and Kassa, has got episode 3 of The Simple Truth that was released today. So that's good. I'm glad you mentioned that so that we can say that on here. Kanger, I assume they're still around, Duro. I haven't bought any Kanger heads in many years, but I assume they're still around, and or I'm sure you can get compatible coils somewhere as well.
We're the people to ask about Kanger.
Yeah.
I thought we were Anakin shills.
Yeah, for sure, Festy. You can just break your board down while you're at the sink. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you still look good on your hands, but at least you can then dispose of any extra juice that you have around. But I'm cheap, so I always slurp it back into my bottle. Can't go wasting e-liquid. Come on, man.
You know what I do? I don't use a billet box. That's how I save juice.
None of those coils can be used for direct lung, may be restricted. Depends on the coil head type. Oh, well, there you go. Thanks, Steven. I didn't know that. Hey, what up, Shane? It's got to be getting chilly up that way, buddy. But yeah, no, so that I did just want to mention that that there is a downside, so to speak, of messing with the billet box. But I think, and then I think there was a comment on the review was asking about pricing. The billet boxes, I think the Rat Blacks are $260. I think they're $260 if you get one straight from billet box. And then you can pay more than that. Some of them have like, the mother and pearl buttons and that kind of thing. And I think it drives the price up more like $300. But there's links at the bottom of our review. I guess I can just go ahead and post a link to that. Here that is. You can either go look at it on the channel, or I can just post a link here. There you go. You want to look at it? Look at it. Oh, and by the way, I went all fancy. I actually put a card in my review linking to, because I started talking about the Exoset a little bit, and I was like, oh, after it was already rendered and uploaded to YouTube, I was like, wait a minute. I referenced my other review. I could put a card, so I have the little droppy down thing.
Oh shit! Did you have one for your Patreon video?
I did not. I did not do one for my Patreons only. But I did think about it.
You should do vape reviews from a tent in your parents' yard, in those woods.
They don't live there anymore.
What?
Yeah, no, they moved. They moved this summer.
Do they have that same kind of backdrop?
Nope.
Oh, hey, this here Angstful Vapor. We're going to be talking here about the Exoset. You're going to be like trying to do a review in the middle of hunting a buck.
I did. You know what they do have? They got like lake access. I could shoot it in front of a lake. The only problem is it's across the country, so I'm not out there very often.
I'm gonna be out here another week.
Got some reviews to shoot.
No, kids' school can fuck off. They can find their own way home.
Oh man, Shane, you're down to 2 billet boxes. Damn, he had like 8 or something.
I remember he flexed them in the Plumes.
Yeah,
at one point, pretty sure.
Well, he keeps giving them to his in-laws, and they keep breaking them. I think the last time I talked to him.
You know, the next mod he should give his in-law This mod right here.
The hairy side.
See, flush button.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed so. So speaking of which, I pulled up the review because I was considering sharing it on here and playing the bloopers just to have you guys laugh. But when I did that to get the link up at the top of the up next, you know, like the related videos that comes up, there's another review by someone whom I do not know. Somebody named Klaus with a K, Klaus Jadelski. He's got 1,000.
I think I saw that dude's name on a piece of my IKEA furniture on the box.
He's got 1,000 views on the thing. Good for him. Whoever, I don't know the guy, but I kind of want to click on it maybe. See what's up. Oh, Shane, he killed another one, dropped it 30 feet into the water. Well, tell me at least that you got the bear or the elk or the moose or whatever you were hunting. Please tell me that you at least got that. Even
Tell me, why don't you 3D print otter box for your billet box?
It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Mods are many things. Waterproof is not one.
Waterproof is not one of them. I've killed one, right? I killed my
That's right.
This guy. I killed my my tosser stick.
I remember I blamed on you wearing cargo shorts.
No, I was wearing bibs. I was wearing waders because I was
oh, it was in there.
Yeah. But I stumbled on a rock and I kind of went forward and the pocket got splashed a little bit. It wasn't bad. I didn't go underwater or anything, but it did get splashed.
It's like when I have my sunglasses clipped on my shirt and I like bend over to pick something up and I don't realize that they're on my shirt. They kind of just to take a spill. You're just like, God damn it.
Like that IT crowd. You still haven't watched that. That's right. He was at one point Moss, the super geeky guy, he just like, I've had a revelation. Top pocket. He put his phone in his top pocket in his shirt, his breast pocket in his shirt. He's like, it's the best idea ever. I don't know why everybody doesn't do this because look how efficient this is. Like, look how fast it is. It's awesome. Right? And then like 20 minutes later, he leaves in the bathroom and he zips up and leans over to flush it and he goes, plunk, right in the toilet. He goes, oh.
Dude. So I think I told this story in here once on the show, but I was at a barbecue and it was like one of my best friends. It was like his coworker's barbecue. I didn't really know anyone there. So by the time I was in that bathroom, I was getting pretty hammered.
You're in good shape.
Yeah, it was my first bathroom visit, and I was already giving myself the pep talk in the mirror. You know, it was like that. Yeah, it was that kind of night.
About to break the seal, and you're already kind of cheering yourself up. I get it.
No, it was just like chill. You know, yeah. I didn't chill. I kept drinking a lot. But anyway, I lean over to go flush, and my sunglasses. Thankfully, they were my 99-cent store sunglasses. Fell into my pissy toilet, and I flushed, and I kind of fished them out.
Yeah.
I kind of just brought them over nonchalantly. I kind of just rinsed them out into the water. I just kind of put them back on, still wet.
Totally.
And my buddy's like, what happened to your glasses? And I'm like,
shut up.
No, I was like, I had to wash them off. He's like, what happened? And I'm like, I dropped them in the toilet. He's like, was there pee in there? I'm like, of course there was. He's like, ew. I'm like, it was my pee.
It's not like it was somebody else's pee.
Yeah, if it was someone else's pee, that would have just pulled out the lighter and just
go ahead and just let that stay. Just let it mellow. Yeah.
Give it, you know, I had to burn the body so White Walker doesn't possess it.
Yeah, Tim and Ace both. Yes, I'd actually had a Ziploc bag in the same pocket in the waiters, but I had taken the mod out to vape on it. I was like, I won't need to put this back in.
I did bring the protective bag, but I took it out of the protective bag.
Yeah, it was not a good idea.
Oh, I also got a Trader Joe's Island salsa. It's the one that's got like pineapples
in it. Yeah, you got some mangoes maybe.
I think it's mango, peach, and pineapple. I don't know. That can break most tortilla chips. It is not. It is a very thick, like
chunky.
Yeah. Thick with 3 C's.
Yeah. You have with that kind of salsa you kind of have to, because if you process the fruit down too much, it just goes watery, right?
It only works with mango salsa. You can only have like a more liquidy salsa with mango.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want mango salsa.
He wants some mangoes.
Well, no, just mango salsa. Like I don't think Trader Joe's has one like a straight up.
Yet he probably does. They probably would make a billet box case for $750. It wouldn't be less than that for sure. Those damn Texans. Wait, hold on. There you go. There it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cheating if you keep your Diet Coke can in a koozie?
Why?
Because it just rewards lazy drinking.
It does. But I sit here at my desk all day long working, and it does. That way I'm not pounding through them and drinking, warm Diet Coke all the time.
Here's my thing. With coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee doesn't go flat.
Correct.
Diet Coke does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it might be cold, but it's only getting flatter. It's like it's gonna suck one way or the other for me.
You know, it's surprising when you keep it cold. It actually keeps the carbonation pretty well. I have found that I can let this thing sit on my desk for a very long time, and it's still perfectly drinkable and cold. I mean, an hour or two later.
Fuck! I forgot World Series Game 7 is on right now.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that.
Chef just messaged me, and I'm like, God damn it!
Well, you better fix
Forgot
it.
I was supposed to have a game on.
Fix it. Here, you do that. I'm gonna play my intro for my my review because it's funny. At least I think it's funny. Everybody else might not think it's funny. Let's launch. Recognize me from such because I like this part. This is the part that's relevant. But I did get some time to do this weekend, and I want to get it done because I want to show it to you guys and do so in a way that you can actually see everything. It's been really difficult to show you this on the show because of, well, it's kind of complex. So let's go. Let's do it. So I thought it would be clever and give the old kickoff for our music. I thought that'd be a good idea. But a weird thing happened while I was doing that, and I'll show you what happened. And this is definitely not planned. This review, but let's talk about it today. Let's go. Why did I make that noise? I have no idea. Okay, let's go. I want to give you a little tour, show you what's up. All right, man, let's go. I did it again. God bless it. Why did I make that noise? Oof. Let's try not to do it this time. Wasting Diet Cokes. Yeah, that won't go to waste. So I have no idea why I made those noises, but for whatever reason, I thought it was I just did it. I made the noise, and I was just like, where did that come from? Shot the whole intro again. Cracked another Diet Coke. Shot the whole intro again, and made the noise again. I was like, what the hell? I had to shoot that, just like I was saying a minute ago. I had to shoot it a couple of times. But no, the Diet Coke did not go to waste. I threw them in the fridge and drank them while I was editing the video. Hopefully that went through. Does putting your Festy, does putting your cooler in a reach-in help or hurt? Well, I don't see how it can hurt, but I don't think it's going to do it much good unless you have kind of a crappy cooler. If you got a crappy cooler.
Oh, did we talk about the coolest cooler on here?
I don't know if you mean the classic meme Kickstarter guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever did actually.
iDubbbz did he used to do a series called Kickstarter Crap.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
That was one of the few big Kickstarter. Here's the thing. I don't think the Kickstarter was like that far along when he did it. I don't remember, but actually, yeah, he did a follow-up piece and he bought one.
Yeah.
While original backers still didn't have theirs, he bought one off Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it was so funny watching because I'm like, hey, I came from the vaping industry.
Did he didn't he end up like setting it on fire or something at the end of that follow-up?
I remember he broke it in some fashion. I don't remember.
I can't remember either. Almost came to blows.
I had to have been like 90% backed by fraternities.
Shane, so the mouth along, I actually talked to Steven, I think it was yesterday, and I asked him about the mouth along kit because I actually hadn't been following the accessories thing, and I didn't realize that the mouth along kit came out. So the stock one comes with a 0.8 millimeter airflow button. Was that too tight and you wanted something bigger? Because the stock one also comes with a dual 1, right? Which would feel like smaller than 1.5 or something. So was it just not quite enough preciseness, I guess, for your mouth along? Is that that problem? Oh, Festy, if that wasn't synchronized, I don't know. I was just playing it through OBS, just a screen share, so I'm sure it was all messed up. It looks good on the video, I think. So anyway, I think okay. So so the smallest one was way too tight, which I agree with you. By the way, the smallest one, the 0.8 millimeter, is ridiculously tight. It is crazy tight. But when I told Steven that when I was testing it, but at the same time, like, mouth to lung guys there is a lot of people, including, for example, Eric D, who like the tightest of tight buttholes. By the way, Fu, you got a shout out in my video.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you because the 0.8, I was like, Fu would say this is very tight butthole.
I'm trying to remember what I had my K-Fun at. 0.8 is pretty fucking small.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay, so the mouth along kit comes with a 1.2 millimeter insert, which is what you like. Okay, that makes sense. Although the dual 1 probably isn't much off of that, right?
Like the K-Fun 5 that I have, the one that I love.
Yeah.
I have the smallest or the most restrictor on, and it's not quite mouth to lung still, in my opinion.
Yeah. I never quite cared for a loose mouth to lung myself, for sure.
Yeah, like you could do it, but it's not the most enjoyable.
You know what I've been surprised about? I'm surprised that nobody has commented on my the angsty airflow theory, because we talked about it on the show several different times, but I'm surprised nobody mentioned that in the comments, because I'm still not sure if some people agree with that, because with the fact that the opening underneath your coil matters more than the actual amount of air that's input into the addy. So you can have the the airflow, like on the side airflow RTA, right? So say you can dial something down to really, really tight on the way into the addy, but if the opening underneath your coil is too big, I think it doesn't matter. It's still going to be subpar. I think the opening underneath the coil has to be the size that you want. Otherwise, it's wasted because the air's not moving fast enough once it hits your coil, especially when you got such a low volume of air from a mouth to lung, because all you've got that's all you've got, right? Yeah, Shane, absolutely. So, because I completely agree with you. I always thought that 0.8 and even 1 millimeter was too tight for me, and I liked just a hair more loose than that, but much more than that, it ruined mouth along. Like, I didn't even want to do it, right? If it's so loose that you just gotta go, when you mouth along, it's not really mouth along. you got to have a lot of resistance there, like dragging on a cigarette, right? I mean, that's what it approximates for you, and it needs to be somewhere around that, in my opinion.
Oh, the salsa is mango, pineapple, and red jalapeno.
Oh boy,
It's very nice.
How do you turn that off? That's really annoying.
Sweet with a good bit of heat.
Sweet with a good bit of heat. Tomas, good to know. I'm glad you agree. That's it's got to be. Got to be like that. Or at least it has to be close, right? You can't have like Narda or the wide open Zeta, for example, right? You can't have that 5 millimeter air hole underneath the coil. Even if you got the right air going into it, it's just, it gets watered down. And that's why, and Omen doesn't agree with me on this, by the way, but that's why I'm super picky about the internal diameter of my drip tips, for the exact same reason. It's still got it. If it's too big, it wrecks the whole thing for me. For sure. Yeah, and I'm glad that he came out with that mouth flung kit, because that I did see that. I heard some people talking about it. Shane's asking about the Hellfire Saber. I did hear some people talking about it. Actually, I don't even know what it looks like. I haven't even looked into it.
It's called the Hellfire, not an exoset.
The Hellfire, not an exoset, for sure. By the way, something is kind of interesting, and I didn't mention it in the review, but apparently Steven did reach out to Hellfire because he was coming out with a pillowbox Addy. He wanted to just say, "Hey, I'm coming out with a pillowbox Addy," and make sure that they weren't upset, that he was coming out with one, even though, because he really likes the exoset too. And,
I'm not making any more of them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is he wanted to just make sure that it was cool of him, right? And apparently Mark Badge or Badgie, I have no idea how to say his last name, but anyway, Mark said, "Yeah, that's totally cool." He said, "We're never gonna make another one. We're never gonna make another exoset." And I was like, "Really?" And Steven said, "Yeah, I guess it just, I don't think they made any money on them. I guess they were too expensive to mill, and they just didn't really want to make any more because they were making other Addies." Makes sense. Shane, he said it's nuts though. What's nuts about it? Oh, you'll have to tell me how the insane is, Tim. I haven't looked into that either. What up, Dustin? Restricted. So I agree with you, Duro. And with restricted lung, I think you get a lot more leeway because you're pulling so much more air through. I think it's a lot easier to be more flexible with the openings underneath your coil, because you are, you can afford a little bit of dilution underneath your coil. Mark Bage, I think is his last name, Baggy. Anyway, he's Irish. I have no idea. Tim, they do make a titanium bridge. That was Omen's was titanium, of course. Of course. So that was that was a majority of my Saturday anyway, shooting the review and getting that set up right, and then I uploaded it and stuff. Oh yeah, that's true, Festy. Nareg did mention making an RTA, which I'm pretty stoked about, of course.
Oh?
Hmm?
Is it going to be a Nari tank?
Probably. Probably.
Is it actually? Because I'm like...
Well, it can't be the Narta. Right? He's already got one of them.
I mean, Stella got her groove back, right?
She did. At least by all accounts. I never watched that movie. Oh, you think Hellfire should make one? Yeah, maybe. They've made a couple titanium things, but they don't make a whole lot of titanium. It seems like most of their stuff is 306 or some other grade of. I think they make some 901 stuff too. Most of their stuff is stainless, but you're right. They have made some titanium stuff. Titanium is a pain in the butt, though, to machine. Apparently, not only is it hard on your tooling, it's it's a little more dangerous, right? Because you get that
What, titanium or 306?
titanium. Because you get that titanium. The dust for titanium is quite toxic, and you got to be careful with it.
Yeah, metal dusts in general. But yeah, titanium is particularly bad.
Yeah,
I think Chuff was actually. I think that was one of my random machining shit lessons with Chuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, inhaling metal things in general, not a good idea. But titanium in particular is really quite bad for you. Yeah, Tim, it probably would be about $190, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. So as much as there is absolutely a demand for mouth to lung, when you start talking about rebuildables anyway, you're already talking about a fairly small subset of the vaping community. And then when you further restrict to mouth to lung, that's a tough sell if it's only mouth to lung. You're really limiting your target market there. So I don't know if he will do it mouth to lung or not, but I actually haven't talked to him about it. Yeah, the mod. Yeah, doing a mod's a little easier than doing an Addy though. Bigger. There's less fine. What am I trying to say? There's fewer movements, fewer axes that you're having to grind. I have not tried the tripod RTA Duro. I haven't used an RTA in quite some time. My RTA things are in here.
I'm gonna say Angsley ain't getting no RTA.
If NAR makes it, yeah, they'll damn right I'd be buying one.
What's the constant in the equation?
Yeah, exactly. And I bought the Skyline a while back. I mean, hell, the box is still sitting here on right by my router. I bought the Skyline because it was intriguing and I wanted to try it and it was good. But it doesn't build as nicely as the Squape. The Squape still builds easier. I think I mentioned that a couple weeks ago on the show about the fact that I didn't really like building the Skyline as much as I like the vape out of it, which I do. It's got a really small deck, and inside the deck it's got the little pockets that you have to tuck your wick down into. I don't know. It's just, it's crappy. I don't know. I don't like that. Oh, God, did you see that? Nasty fuck. Oh, man.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, man. So, viewer. Well done. Fun. I can always count on you to catch that. So with like the Squape, when you rebuild that tank, they've just got these little ramps and channels. I guess is a better way of putting the wick down. It's just easier. It just works. It works so much easier than trying to get everything tucked and get the right density inside the little tiny pockets. I don't know. Such a pain in the butt. Oh,
I didn't do it.
Oh, here, hold on. Let me adjust our view here for the 3-man. Hello, welcome.
I didn't do it.
You didn't do what?
I don't know, but I didn't do it.
That's fine. So I know you're still, at least the last I checked, you're still getting all the emails for the channel. Did you see I uploaded a video?
I did, but not because I got emails, because I turned that shit off.
I don't blame you.
Are we live? Hi, people.
Live. Hello.
Hi, people. No, I did see that you uploaded a video, though.
Yeah.
Did you say it's just another billet box Addy and the billet box still sucks?
Yeah.
Good. Did you know I started a podcast?
No, you didn't tell me you started a podcast.
I started a podcast. I was just recording it a minute ago.
Oh, what are you podcasting about?
Career-based computer things.
Oh, all right. I've got a couple friends of mine that are the wife has gone back to school, and she's going for her CCNA and doing computer stuff. She's thinking about doing cybersecurity stuff.
Okay.
So I may have to point to it.
I can dig that.
Rick Carr says yellow. Yeah, you are kind of amber looking over there. Not you.
Yeah, well,
not you.
know.
Just your lighting in general. Is it audio or did you shoot a video on?
No, it's just audio.
It is easier that way.
Yeah, I'm much more pleasant on the eyes when I do audio.
Drop us a link to what? Duro.
They call it a Facebook radio.
I'm trying out a new app that's supposed to do some like auto leveling and shit to the track afterward, and like more. What I need is noise reduction because the server rack makes noise.
Sounds fine on this meeting.
Yeah, but like this is not picking up anywhere near as sensitive as recording like raw high bitrate audio.
Yeah, no, that's true.
This is a hangout. So there's just a constant little like shh in the background.
Makes sense.
And I'm trying to fix that. If I can. I'm just going to click the start button.
Oh, Duro said he wants the link to the podcast.
It's on all the podcast thingies. It's called Detections.
Oh.
Understudy made me do it.
I didn't do shit. You and I were talking, and you're like, oh, crap, I forgot the show.
You made me come on the show. Thank you.
I should go tell them.
Okay.
The most professional show in vaping, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you guys talk about DC?
No, that is something we need to talk about today, though.
Are you all here now?
About DC. I mean, isn't it just about over?
No.
I thought it was this week.
No, not that. Isn't the show just about over?
Oh.
No.
Hell, half
Y'all got another like at least 20 minutes in you, all right?
half the show just showed up. Oh, now Foo's gone. Fantastic.
You mean a third? I think he clicked the wrong button. Hey, hey, understudy. I like that you have the magnetic little squares back there. Those are fun to play with.
Dude, I love these things, man. My kid too. Like she can make the coolest stuff, like stuff I would never think of. She just like comes and she goes, "Look, I brought you a heart."
But after she does that, like if she builds a structure, does she smash it? Because my kid loves to.
Oh God, yeah, she smashes it.
And just see how far it can go.
Like chucks it across the room, smashes it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I can do this. The world is mine.
I walked into her room today and before bedtime, and she literally has books stacked on top of each other on their spines, like 4 high. I was like,
I've made glasses.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just 2 squares.
So we do need to say this on air because you were just talking about DC. So it's November 9th. From
November 9th, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Which sucks because I'm going to be in LA.
Is that right?
Otherwise, I would go. But yeah, I'm going to be in LA, so I can't even go, which kind of does suck. I would like to do the DC thing. I think that's going to be it. If there was ever a time, it's now.
Come on. Why are you so salty?
Because you forgot about him. He's been treating me like that for a year because he feels like I abandoned him.
Thanks.
I don't know who posted that one. I don't know if I even trust it.
Yeah. Which one?
So there's a link somewhere to the DC thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Something I thought was kind of cool, by the way. Connolly posted he bought somebody's ticket to go.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Just bought a flight from anywhere.
Here you go,
Nice.
man. Business expense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
That's a business expense, man.
Yeah.
That's entire business. By the way, I'm just going through some like speaking fatigue right now.
Some what kind of fatigue?
Speaking fatigue.
Speaking fatigue.
So, I was at a conference over the weekend.
Yeah.
I had 2 talks on stage back to back. And then I just recorded a podcast and now I'm here. Although I will share some fun things from the talk that happened on stage because we didn't record it. Thank fucking God. Our moderator of the panel was delivered a Mr. Rogers cardigan and referred to everybody as part of his neighborhood.
Okay.
We all gave him gifts of challenge coins and squishy pretzels. I was told it was all my fault, and had between 5 and 9-year-olds throw beef jerky at me. And at one point, the concept of a tabletop came up, and I said, I want to talk about that. And somebody said, not the dancing. And I said, damn. And then somebody threw me $1 and asked me to dance. It was a good time.
And there wasn't any alcohol involved at all.
And believe it or not, we actually had content in there that was valuable too.
Good mix then.
Amazing.
Yeah, that had to be one of the most fun talks I've ever given in my life.
So speaking about the DC thing, and how a lot of these vape things are getting manipulated and people have no idea. Did anybody see the Reddit security report about that came out today about all of the posts and things that have been going on?
I don't think so.
On Reddit. Yeah. So by the numbers from July to September, content manipulation reports, there was 5,461,000 reports.
Wow.
Yeah, that's July through September. Admin removals, 19 million. Admin sanctions, 1.4 million. Third-party breach accounts processed. Fuck. That's that can't be right. 4,681,000. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's 4 billion. Those are third-party breach accounts processed. And there was 7 million protective account security actions. If people don't think that these things are being manipulated,
yeah,
they wrong.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Sorry, my shit finished processing and I wanted to see how it sounded. You can hear me breathing like.
Oh no! Why are you that close to the mic?
I was about this far away actually, so Mike is in shot, but you sound way better at this distance as opposed to where it used to be way the fuck back there.
Yeah.
On video I look like a douchebag. On audio nobody can see.
Oh, that's true. You're violating one of the Plumes directives right now.
Yeah, but I mean I'm not really a part of Plumes anymore. So that's okay.
Yeah, the emeritus, right? At large. Host at large.
Yeah. I'll take it. Host member emeritus. I still can't believe y'all haven't replaced me. I figured you'd go with Alex Clark. He's better than me anyway.
Yeah, he's busy.
He's got way more good content. He actually did say that he'd be interested in doing regular spots.
Oh, good. We talked about it, but we didn't actually follow up with that. I think
him and I chatted. So I mean, you guys got to make that connect. But he is more than willing to come do regular advocacy updates for us.
That would be good.
What game you playing, Foo?
I'm not playing a game.
He's watching the full series.
Oh,
yeah.
I happened to be in DC while the World Series was going on, and that sucked.
I bet.
Did you hear the booing all the way at your house?
I went to a restaurant for dinner, and we walk in, and we're like,
"Holy shit! What the fuck?"
That sounded like a very expensive sex toy.
Wow.
They said we'd like to eat. They said, well, we don't really know when people are going to leave and stuff with the World Series, so it's going to be 2 hours.
Oh my god!
Holy fuck! I'm going to Five Guys.
Yeah, right.
Dang.
For sure.
Duro, I'm really hoping that the rally is going to carry some participation. I really do. I think in some sense, at least with current regime, mass groups of people actually do have power right now, at least a little bit. But if it's lackluster, it could hurt us. Like that's always been the problem, right? Like it's a risky play. I mean, right now we kind of need one.
I mean, they should at least throw a party for rip trippers getting out of vaping.
Huh? Did that happen?
Yeah, that should be a thing that they can do there. Celebrate.
I mean, he literally got too big time for vaping. That's why he did.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he got too big time for vaping.
He got too big time to be big time. He big timed himself, really.
I quite legitimately never realized that.
No, I never realized what?
That Rip Trippers quit vaping.
Oh no, I think he's going to.
He's going to. He just wants to make testicle spectacles out of it.
Well, and watch.
Yeah,
I think it was Festy that recently that brought up Rip Trippers a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I hadn't even thought about him in forever. And he said, yeah, he has like 1 million subs or something. Like he got huge.
Holy cow!
Like,
he's a photographer by trade.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his. I remember looking up his numbers a couple days ago or something like that, or no, like 2 weeks ago, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So to Duro's point, I think it's a reasonable theory that there wouldn't be a whole lot of participants.
Mm-hmm.
Because that does seem like that's the case with just vaping in general. I mean, look at like where Kasa or Greg Connolly or Stefan, whenever they show up to their local, even statewide government stuff, right? When that stuff happens, Stefan's always up and down California, going to the various city council meetings and whatnot. And there's usually, like maybe 1 or 2 other people there. And
yeah, but doesn't everybody love the huge hurrah? That's a thing, right? Like people tend to show up for the big stuff, sign the petition, and the smaller, more important shit.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a big hurrah.
Ooh, Rick says he's got 1.36 million. Damn. Vic, that is not. I think that's entirely. That is entirely possible. He said, "I watch Twitch enough to know that any claims of taking time off is just a market to come back." Yeah, somebody with 1 million or 1.3 million subs, that's not something you just decide to retire from, unless you're.
No, I guarantee you he's shifting his content.
Yeah, maybe shifting content.
Until all that shit changes. Completely unrelated, but interesting topic because, YouTube and all these content providers make their money the same way. There's a bill going around right now to like seriously fine people and force them to make do not track options across all of the internet and then offer to let people pay for the service instead of being tracked.
Mm-hmm.
That would fundamentally shift the very nature of the internet.
It would.
I just don't know if it would be for the good or bad yet.
I think it could be either way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to say, like, I love this idea. But at the same time, like, you're fundamentally destroying the core of the internet as it is today. You might actually be making it so that smaller sites can no longer survive.
Right. Yeah, if you legislate it, right? For sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, historically, if you go far enough back, what it was, all the different servers and stuff that were up, they weren't up making cash money. Some of them would put up, banner ads and that kind of thing. Fine.
Yep.
That was the proliferation of information, right? That was the whole point.
Yep. Although, fun fact, anybody have a guess as to what Facebook makes off you per year?
About $7
Facebook
and change, right?
Makes what? Off
It's
of
like
you?
$7 and change, right? Per user.
Cash profit Facebook makes off each user per year?
$7.
It's got no. It's way more than $7.
What do you think?
I guarantee you, it's way more than $7.
What do you think?
I think it's about $7 and change. That's my
Nah,
guess.
man. I think it's closer to $50.
The last estimate was in mid 2018, and it was $20.
Okay.
5 years ago, it was $2.
Yeah.
Reddit could make more, but they don't.
Yeah, but that's just from like selling ads. So they make about $20 a year per person by selling ads. It's all in sheer volume for them. They've got 1 billion people on their fucking platform,
Mm-hmm.
if not more.
And probably half of them are bots, but
Probably, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I would be interested to know if that's profit or if that's gross.
I don't know. I think that's gross, not profit.
Still,
I think profit's like $2 to $5.
Yeah, because they obviously have they got a lot of bills, for sure.
Yeah, they got to pay for all them data centers.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the figure you'd named.
Or they could just move it all to AWS and pay even more. Anyway, completely and totally unrelated, but kind of an interesting topic. And it came up in my last thing. And I was like, I should share that because it's fun.
Something
That's,
new? Or not?
Yeah, what's exciting in vaping or whatever?
We don't really talk about that much.
We mention it sometimes, and when there's something to talk about, I even shot a review.
We're a lifestyle podcast now.
I'm still established as like the vaping guy, so like everybody comes to ask me questions or tell me that I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going to happen to vaping? Is it going to go away? Like, what can we do? And I'm like, nothing. Find a good black market dealer.
Nothing. Vic, I think that's exactly right. Never
Good on a
underestimate
high-end
somebody's
list.
capacity to say someone else will go or do it. I don't need to do it or attend or whatever. That's absolutely true. The only problem with doing something that's so widespread across the country, as obviously a fraction of the local population, when you say let's go to DC, I mean, how many percent of vapors do you think are not in easily accessible distance to DC?
So that's a good point. Like, you look at something like vaping, and you look at the metrics of vaping, which are roughly the same metrics of smoking, which means they're largely targeting lower income individuals for the most part.
Well, if you're a business, you can write off the.
How many of those individuals? Yeah, but if you're a business, sure, write it off. But how many vapors? The businesses alone won't be a solid number. How many vapors can afford a $500 flight or a $900 flight or whatever? Plus, like, fuck, DC hotels ain't cheap, man.
No, they're not.
Like minimum $250 a night. So even if you just go for one day, you're probably staying in a hotel, which means it's $1,000 trip, give or take.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a small or a cheap trip.
No.
For the record, I would totally be there if I didn't already have prior plans to go to LA in an event that I have to do in LA before I found out about this.
Right.
Because I would love to go, but my job is more important, and I'm going to LA for work. So I guess then what's new in lifestyle?
Vaping.
Yeah, that's right, Fezzi. There's not going to be any cheap flights into there ever, and rooms will be that at the minimum.
No,
for sure.
there's some. I mean, I've flown JetBlue up there. Right before, what's the next holiday coming up? Before Thanksgiving.
Vic said $1,000 is a lot of smoke mods.
Yeah.
Or one Geppetto.
That's right.
True.
Or Carlos Creation something. One of those stallions or whatever that came out with the diamonds in it.
We're old. We're old talking about that.
I might find myself in DC that weekend with one Senor Bagelsworth. I don't know yet. But.
Oh, cool.
Look, even if the rally's whack, we can hang out in DC. So it's kind of a win-win.
Well, if you stay in like till Sunday, hit me up because I come back Saturday evening.
It's doubtful because Jay has Babby.
Yeah, it'll be over by the time I get back. But if you're still in town, like, let me know.
For sure.
I'll be exhausted and way too tired, but I'll still make time to hang out with you guys.
It took a minute, but I got it. Rick asked if you're going to see your boyfriend again, Sean, when you go to LA.
I actually think so. You and I were chatting about it, so I do believe I will.
Nice.
And we can video call you again to make you feel like a third wheel.
That would be great.
That
That would be great. Yeah, do it.
I want to know what new stuff he's going to be making, man.
Yeah, well, I think you missed it right when right before you logged in. We were talking about him, his post that he made a couple of days ago. He's talking about making an RTA.
Yeah, I just want to like subtly urge him towards a squonker. But admittedly,
Like a mod, mod squonker,
like a mod. Here's the problem.
Oh, it's gonna whistle.
You and I fucked up.
It's gonna whistle.
Like realistically, Angsty, you and I fucked up.
What did we do?
Because I said, "Hey, make a squonker," and he said, "But Gloom is king."
Yes.
And I'm like, damn it. If we had gotten him that Gloom, we might have convinced him to make a squonker.
Yeah. So that's true. I won't disagree with you on that. We may have fucked up.
All hope is not yet lost because I'm hoping I can convince him that he should make a squonker.
He's going to have a hard time doing that unless he could talk the day on him and buy RAM boards or something.
I mean, he probably could.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a smart idea. I just don't think the market needs another Mac.
I'll take it. It's made by Nureg. It'll be awesome.
I didn't say I wouldn't buy one. Just like always, I'll buy one of everything he ever makes. But I think it would do better, and it would be more reliable, and it would be safer if he did something like that. And God knows we don't want to go back to MOSFET days, right?
I mean, I use a pure mech all the time. I still like it a lot. Whenever I travel, I use a pure mech.
Meh.
It's just easier to travel with.
Meh.
Like, Vault is an easier travel mod than the Gloom for me.
Meh. Yeah, Foo's got his illegal device right on there. Much.
Does that leak? Does that leak on airplanes?
I haven't flown with it yet. I mean,
I bet you that cartridge floods like a bitch on an airplane.
I've flown with them before. I didn't have a problem with it.
Really? Okay.
Now, that said, I also I don't know if I flew with like one that was half empty that had a lot of air in it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I also know, just in general, I can't handle that nicotine. I just can't. No way.
So, yeah, when you go, I do want to be involved in these conversations. That sounds good. We should talk.
Yeah, I'll call you. Again, maybe not from a dark parking lot next time.
Yeah, it was light enough. I saw it. All right. Anyway, at this point, we're rambling. We've been on here for a very long time. I think it's time to wrap this up. Anybody got anything else you want to say?
no.
Enjoy the game, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out. We always just love it when you guys come out and talk to us and hang out.
Happy Halloween tomorrow.
Yeah, happy.
Oh yeah, happy Halloween. I'm so bummed about that.
About what?
It's gonna rain like all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hot as fuck down here.
Which means I probably can't take my kid trick or treating, and I was really excited to go trick or treating this year.
Take her trunk or treating.
Bless you. Was that post in our Discord where it was somebody posted the least scary thing? I decided to dress up as the least scary thing ever. Is some anti-vaxxer dressed up as measles?
Jesus.
And the comment underneath it was priceless. I won't try to quote it, but I'm sure you can find it if you Google around for it. It was pretty funny. Basically called her a sociopath.
Yes.
Anyway, and on that bombshell, we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks everybody for coming out.
Bye.
Bye.
Later on in stream.